2010 graduate of Southeast High School. Adam was a standout soccer player, and he continued his passion for soccer as well as hockey at Robert Morris University. Sadly, Adam lost his battle with cancer yesterday evening. We ask that you keep Adam's family in your thoughts and prayers in this time of sorrow. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the Southeast Band, along with the Spartan Sensations, will play our national anthem.
Early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets red, the birds gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Spartan Sensations from Southeast High School with the Star-Spangled Banner. Starting lineups and play-by-play. City Tournament, SHT Springfield High, 2 minutes away.
Athletes from all over Central Illinois.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the center for the final line of the 2015 Class 3A Boys City Basketball Tournament. Tonight's first contest, Springfield High will be playing Sacred Heart-Griffin. Here are the starting lineups for visiting Sacred Heart-Griffin. At guard, a senior, 5'10", number 1, Alex Mandeville. Also at guard, a 6'2" senior, number 3, Gabe Green. At a guard, 6'5" senior, number 12, Sean McDonald. At a forward, 6'2" junior, number 2, Avery Andrews. And at center, a 6'4" senior, 15, Michael Ziegler. Head coach of Sacred Heart-Griffin is Blake Lucas. Now the starting lineup for the Springfield Senators. At a guard, 5'7" senior, number 1, Tavon Kincaid. Guard, 5'9" junior, number 5, Isaac Nelson. At guard, number 15, a 6'1" sophomore, Trevor Minder. At 1 forward, a 6' junior, 25, Marquise Johnson. And at the other forward position, a 6'8" senior, 23, Obadiah Church. Head coach of the Senators, Matt Reed. The officials for this evening's contest. Referee is Terry Thompson. The umpires, Jason Wright and J.D. Coleman.
It's a big game here in the city tournament tonight. Sometimes the 6 o'clock game's not that big, but this one's big. Guess it's big enough the governor's here.
How about that?
Governor Bruce Rauner just walked in. I imagine they saved him a seat. Although we're going to have a whopper of a crowd tonight. If you're headed this way, there'll be room for you. The place seats 7K, but we'll be in the 5,000 range, I'm sure. And buckle your seatbelts. This one could be fun. The Cyclones off their first conference win of the season are primed and ready to go against Springfield High.
SHG in their traveling golds tonight with black numerals and white trim. Senators in their home whites, red numerals, black trim. Obadiah Church will jump it up with Sean McDonald, the 1 and 2 leading rebounders in the city this year. And the tap and the tip, McDonald got up quick. And the Cyclones will run from left to right in front of us. Gabe Green has the point, guarded by Isaac Nelson as we start here at the center. Right side to Avery Andrews. Bouncing up top, Michael Ziegler. Starting out, extending that zone defense, and it is Green inside the lane. Kicks it out to McDonald. The 3 from the left corner. Short rebound, tapped out by Ziegler into the arms of Green. Leaves it for McDonald. Inside the arc, bounces to Ziegler, who laid it up and in. Ziegler averages about 6 points and 7 rebounds a game. 2-0 Cyclones, 7:20 to play first quarter. Matt Reed going a little different lineup with Marquise Johnson in the lineup instead of Keon Day. Here is Church, a long 2 from the right side, no good. Rebound Johnson. Outside it goes Nelson for 3. The lefty, no, missed it. Rebound underneath, and it is pinballed out of bounds on that baseline, and the Cyclones come back the other way.
Yeah, the Sykes, the visitors in the gold unis, the Senators, the home team in the white uniforms. And 2-0 SHG in the first minute of the game.
Man-to-man defense for Springfield High. Nelson works on the defensive side against Green. Crosses over towards the right wing. Looking inside. Outside it goes to Andrews. Guarded by Minder. Avery down the lane. Left-hand push, no good. Rebound underneath. Ziegler goes back up with it. Got fouled on the arm. I believe that was on the shot, and he will be at the line shooting 1-1.
J.D. Coleman, Terry Thompson, Jason Wright. These officials are from the Bloomington Normal area. Good crew. Michael Ziegler at the line. It's been okay at the line this week. Not great for the season. Oh.
And left that one short. Yeah, that's 56% on the year.
Ooh is not good.
No.
Ooh.
It's not a good expression. No.
It's 15 feet to the center of the cylinder, and he shot that one about 14.
That one looked a little better. Second staff carpet free throw good. 3-0. Michael Ziegler with all the points for SHG. 6:35 to play first quarter. This game features the top 2 and 3 scorers in the tournament and the 1 and 2 leading rebounders in the league in the city. Here's Obadiah Church left of the lane, picks up his dribble, lobs over the defense, picked off by Avery Andrews. Bounces ahead to Moscardelli. Marquise Johnson got a hand on it, loose on the floor. There's a scrum for it at the 3-point line, and the alternating possession arrow will give it back to Springfield High.
Bodies flying all over the place early in this game. Not a surprise.
And the Senators walk it up the court into the front court off to our left. High post to Church, squares up, bounces in the right corner. A 3 try by Kincaid, no. Rebound, tapped, follow out of there. Still being pinballed around and loose on the floor, and McDonald runs into the scoring table off to our left. And it will be SHG basketball.
Yeah, it looked like Isaac Nelson reached for it and just couldn't get a handle on the ball. It went off his hands out of bounds.
McDonald leaves it in the backcourt for Gabe Green, retrieves it on the far boundary. Comes across midcourt, guarded by Nelson, bounces high on at the high post to Avery Andrews, turns in the lane, kicks it back out. Moscardelli, catch, shoot, 3, no good. Rebound, Marquise Johnson grabbed the rebound. Matt Reed talked to you in the pregame about not rebounding the ball well, and number 25, I have a feeling, is in the starting lineup to do just that. He's got 2 boards in the game. And they inbound all the way in the backcourt to Avery Andrews, who will bring it across into the front court. High on the left, it is McDonald. Back up top, Alex Mandeville with the basketball. Crosses over on the screen by Andrews to McDonald. Dumps it down in the post. Ziegler got away with a couple of steps there. Missed the layup, and the rebound tap followed good by Andrews. 5-0 SHG. Springfield High yet to score. 5:14 to play. Almost a steal out front. Andrews on Kincaid, and then retrieving it in the backcourt was Obadiah Church. Ahead to Nelson. Near the arc, stutter step, left elbow, 15-footer, knocked it down, and the Senators are on the board. Nelson with 2, 5-2 SHG in the lead.
Injured player, and it happened all after the team started their way up floor, and I didn't see it.
No, well off the ball, and Michael Ziegler holding his head, and they will have the training staff come out and look.
Did he cramp up?
Yeah, I don't know. And he now is pointing to his right leg.
Right leg, his calf on his.
Looks like they're looking at his ankle over there on the right side. And when I went downstairs earlier in the game, they were attending to that ankle. So he was getting some treatment.
Well, he heard it here Thursday night. There's no doubt about that. And I didn't see whether there was any contact or whether he just went down on a cut.
And he's not putting any weight on it.
It's the ankle that he hurt here Thursday night. He played through it last night, but injured here in the first 3 minutes of tonight's game, Michael Ziegler, and that's a tough break for Sacred Heart-Griffin. They need him on the floor.
And hopefully it's not a break. And Quinn Osland and Max
Didn't
Bloink.
see what caused him to go down, but he was down on the floor in a lot of pain. And that was before the Cyclones had advanced the ball into the offensive court. He had just run up the floor and looked like he went down.
Albert Okwe-Benum comes into the game for SHG to replace Ziegler. 5-2, 4:51 to play in the first quarter. SHG with the lead. Here is Green with the basketball. Top of the key now to McDonald. Sean picks up his dribble. Left side it goes to Green. Gabe out front to Mandeville. Now to Avery Andrews in the lane. No look pass. Tried it for McDonald, cutting along the baseline and goes off of his hands and out of bounds. Turnover SHG. So the Senators will come back the other way. They've had trouble putting the ball in the basket on their first several possessions here of the game.
Yeah, there's been zero flow in this game so far.
Yeah. Out front here is Nelson for 3. No. Short. Rebound brought down by Andrews for the Cyclones. Here's Gabe Green up the near sideline. Finds Mandeville in the deep right corner. No good. Rebound Minder. And the sophomore gallops into the front court for Springfield High. Picks up his dribble. High post Johnson. Back to Minder. Steps inside the arc. Bounces right side Kincaid. Right elbow. Jumper no. Rebound underneath. Pinballed out of there. Into the arms of Nelson. And he thought about picking it up and taking the 3. I think he's 0 for 2 from beyond the arc today. And Butterfingers again as Nelson went to Kincaid right between his hands and out of bounds on the far sideline.
He was standing right in front of SHG coach Blake Lucas, and Coach Lucas darn near caught the pass because it went right off Kincaid's hands as he took his eyes off.
This is how they started on night 1 against Southeast. And they went on to win that game. Here is Green, left of the lane. Left-hand push, no good. Rebound, Obadiah Church. Keon Day checks into the game for Matt Reed, brings it into the front court. Back to Church, inside the lane, knocked loose by Mandeville into the arms of Green. Gabe across the timeline now with 3:28 to play first quarter, and the Cyclones lead by 3. Here is Andrews, right of the circle, comes off a screen by Okwe-Benum. Turns, squares up, gets it off now to Green. Left side it goes to McDonald. Max squares up against Keon Day, picks up his dribble. Left to the circle, it is Andrews spinning at the lane. Lob inside and scores. He went right up and under the defense. And Andrews has scored. They set 7 points. Springfield High fans on their feet. Inside 3 to play first quarter. Here is Isaac Nelson. Guarded by Mandeville. Inside the lane, kicks it out. Right side to Minder. Now they swing it back around the horn. Here's Kincaid right of the circle. Tavon off a screen by Church. Finds Nelson for 3. That's good. It took him 3 tries, but he buried his 48th 3 on the year. Timmy's got 9 threes in the city tournament this year.
Isaac, when he gets hot, is as hot as anybody.
Here is McDonald.
Very much a street shooter, though.
And
hand check foul from behind against the Senators. McDonald had posted up just off the lane on the right side and was fouled from behind by Keon Day of Springfield High. Cyclones will bring in two. Mandeville and Alberto exit, and Patrick Bells and his cousin Jack O'Connor come in.
Gabe Green will inbound on the baseline, and they bounce it into McDonald. Catch, shoot from 15, and bury the jumper over Obadiah Church. His first bucket of the game. The Cyclones' leading scorer has two.
Sean McDonald was quiet in the first half and made a lot of noise in the second half in their win last night against Southeast.
9-5, SHG with a lead. Keon Day, top of the key, bounces right side to Kincaid. Hands back off to Keon. Left side, Kincaid steps inside the arc, gets it high post to Church, goes inside the lane, lost the ball on the way up. Now finds Day on the outside. Hands back off to Nelson. Think they want it in his hand after he just made that three. Right side, Church, bouncing, cutting, Minder, blocked off the backboard, but then Obadiah there to sky for the putback. Church with his first bucket. And the Senators pull within two with 1:30 left here in the first. Patrick Bells with the basketball for SHG, high on the right, crosses over against Kincaid, takes him baseline, shut off there. Picks up his dribble, bounces outside the arc to Green. Gabe inside the lane, stutter step dribble, kicks it out, Mack for three, jumper no, off the side of the iron, rebound, tap follow inside the lane, and Jack O'Connor put it up and in. Tavon Kincaid slapped the loose ball right to O'Connor, who had a wide open layup.
11-7 Cyclones, a minute left in the first quarter.
Right corner, it is Church for Springfield High. Top of the key, they swing it around the horn, now to Nelson on the left. Isaac Nelson backs out Green. Back on the right side to Day, and tried to get it to Kincaid. Jack O'Connor knocked it out of bounds. Well, the energy in the building has been displayed by a number of different fan bases, but Springfield High
I don't know what set the kids off a few minutes ago, but they all started shouting at the same time, and it was deafening.
Yeah, after SHG made a bucket.
And yeah, both student sections got going, and it was deafening.
Here is Nelson, takes it in the lane, and then stripped by Andrews. Avery down the floor on the far boundary, and then runs right into Minder, and they call a foul on Trevor. That is his first.
All the fouls against Springfield High so far.
Third team foul. Sean McDonald inbounded on the far boundary in front of the Senator bench, half court right. McDonald looks, plays it into Green. At the far hash mark, 22 seconds left. Gabe holds it over his head, puts it to the floor with the right hand. Motors towards the right wing and hands off to Andrews. Crosses over against Minder, down the lane, kicks it out. McDonald thought about the three. Spins on Obadiah Church and raced off the backboard. Here comes Kincaid on the loose ball. Down the floor with 6 seconds left and a foul called underneath. And Tavon Kincaid will be at the line to shoot two with 6 seconds left.
Jack O'Connor and Patrick Bells ran him down, and O'Connor is called for the foul. Tavon Kincaid's had a good week. Hasn't scored yet tonight, but he'll have 2 staff carpet free throws here with 6 ticks to go in the first quarter.
Obadiah Church does not score as much as many people might think, but in terms of his influence in a game, there may be nobody that has more influence than he does.
Oh, he affects every shot. There's no doubt.
Kincaid made the staff carpet free throw. He's got one more coming. Cut the lead to 2 with a make, and he does. 2 for Kincaid, 5 seconds left. Inbounding it to O'Connor, crosses over against Keon Day, throws a shot up wildly from 3, and that'll end the first quarter with the Cyclones leading 11-9. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. This is the 67th City Boys Basketball Tournament brought to you by Steak and Shake. Back at 60.
Number 10, Javon Waters steps into the ball game for Springfield High.
quarter. City Sacred Heart-Griffin has the ball with an 11-9 lead. Not much flow to the game. It's been a little choppy, but kind of thought it might be. These two teams are playing for maybe a share of the city championship, and Michael Ziegler's injury so far hasn't seemed to bother Sacred Heart-Griffin.
Gabe Green has it. Now fires a pass right side to Sean McDonald. Avery Andrews on the lob, goes up, threw it inside, and Ziegler is back in the game and had trouble handling it, but a foul is called on the loose ball, and that'll be on Minder.
After Ziegler left the floor midway through the first quarter, helped off the floor because of his right ankle injury, he's back out there and looks okay.
Boy, the way he left the floor, you doubted he would be back in anytime soon.
He thought the same thing when he got hurt Thursday night, and he played all game last night.
And he catches off the inbounds, hands back off to Green behind him. Now right side to O'Connell. Comes off a screen by Ziegler, bouncing on the back door, and Ziegler was not ready for it. He wanted Ziegler to immediately roll off that screen and throw it out of bounds. So it's 11-9 as we play 30 seconds into the second quarter. And Springfield High has the basketball half court left. Keon Day, who did not get the start tonight, takes the point. Now to Kincaid for three. He has been off the mark so far tonight. Just 2 points, all coming on free throws. And he missed that one badly from the right side. Here is Green. Gabe pulls up outside the arc, guarded by Nelson, who's in his face. Gabe trying to take Nelson to the basket. Floater over Church, no good. Ziegler there, but then Church goes back up and throws it out of bounds.
Obadiah does affect every shot, especially those they shoot in his face. They tend to come back at their face.
Inbounding it to Ziegler. Right of the lane, he'll take Church again. Hook shot with the left hand, no good. Obadiah grabbed the rebound. Outlet pass to Kincaid up the far boundary. Tavon behind his back, 6:46 to play in the first half. 11-9, the Cyclones with a lead. High post to Church. Obadiah bounces on the right elbow to Kincaid. Back outside it goes, and Javon Waters, the 6-foot senior in the game for the Senators. To Kincaid again. Outside the arc, left side. Waters will take the three and knock it down from the left wing.
I needed somebody to make a jump shot.
6th three on the year for Javon Waters.
First lead for Springfield in the game.
The Senators take the lead on a long ball. Here is Avery Andrews trying to take Waters, spinning him at the lane, inside to Church, dumps it down to Ziegler, and then Church went up and blocked the shot, and Ziegler got it back and put it back up and in. Ziegler with 5 and emphatically runs down the floor after the putback. Here is Keon Day for the Senators. Just outside the arc, Obadiah squares up against McDonald, runs along the baseline and stepped out of bounds.
Ran the baseline and dragged his foot on the out of bounds. 5:51 to go first half. 13-12 Sacred Heart-Griffin with the ball off the turnover. It is loud in here tonight.
It is.
Wow.
Ziegler will come out and Patrick Bells will come back in, so you're giving up lots of height for a smaller lineup for Blake Lucas in his 4th year. Andrews across the side of the court, now to McDonald, left side to Mandeville. Over to Bells. Patrick hands off behind him to Gabe Green, high on the right. 5:30 to play first half. 13-12 the Cyclones. Outside the arc it is Green, double teamed. Looking for a pass, gets it off to Bells in the right corner, comes off a screen, now takes it right wing. And he carried the basketball as he was working in against Tavon Kincaid, and a turnover on the Cyclones. So they'll give it back to Springfield High. Matt Reed says, let's move it. Kincaid, or rather Day, with the basketball top of the key.
Maybe it's a boxing one with Gabe Green chasing Nelson.
Here's a long two, and that's a D1 shot by Obadiah Church from just left.
That's what he'll do at Missouri State.
He needs to be consistent on that shot to be effective on the offensive end at the D1 level, and he knocked that one down with ease. Here is Green taking Nelson to the basket, rattles and falls.
Good things happen for Sacred Heart-Griffin when Gabe Green goes to the basket.
He did a lot of that last night, had 17 points in the win over Southeast. 15-14, the Cyclones retake the lead. Tight ball game again here at the center. Kincaid catches, launch, shoots from the left, right side, no good for three. Rebound McDonald, and a timeout called by SHG. 15-14 Cyclones, Steak and Shake timeout back in 30 seconds. People dressed in all kinds of different costumes here. 15-14 Cyclones, 4:25 to play first half.
The Roman Big Head, Moses, George Washington, Ben Franklin.
Uncle Sam. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think's in there.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's there, yeah. And they're having their photo too.
Right. There is O'Connor. Looking to take Nelson, backdoor cut to McDonald, spins in the lane, and a right-handed hook. Got it over Obadiah. And McDonald has 4. Cyclones back up by 3, 17-14. Here's Nelson. Bouncing high on the right to Kincaid. Left side it is Day. They leave him wide open. He won't take the 3. Nelson step back 3, airballed it. Inside the lane, Marquise Johnson got the loose ball. And there's a tie-up. Ball falls out of bounds on the baseline. And the officials look at each other. And then they make the call. And
SHG ball.
Yeah, Jason Wright made the call, SHG ball. And they'll head back the other way. I think they're making sure there's no clock issues, and now they put it in play. And Jack O'Connor will bring it up the floor for the Cyclones. Tried to find Mandeville cutting towards the right corner, and it was knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Tavon Kincaid on defense.
I don't think there'll be any clock issues tonight. They've got Coach Seipel working the clock, Ryan Beach working the scoreboard. Very capable scoreboard and clock operators tonight.
Gabe Green comes back in, checks in for Jack O'Connor, who takes a seat. Avery Andrews has the point for the Cyclones. Up by 3, 3:34 to play here in the first half. Gabe Green holds high on the left, comes off a screen, doesn't use it to Albert O. Inside the lane, left-hand push, in and good. Hit the heel of the rim, bounced straight up in the air, and fell for the senior Gabe Green, who has 4 in the game.
Matches the biggest lead for SHG. It's 19-14, or it will be when they put the points on the board. There it is. Told you Beach was good on the scoreboard, didn't it? A little slow,
ringing endorsement there. Waters bounces high to Kincaid. For Springfield, high operating half court left. Off a screen by Church, down the lane, double clutches and goes up and scores.
Kincaid not hitting the outside shot, 0 for 4, but he went to the rim that time and got it down.
The combination of Obadiah Church and his girth setting screens, and then the stealthiness of the 5'7" senior Tavon Kincaid, lethal inside the lane. Outside it's Mack. Sean McDonald for 3 and hits it from straight on. Sean McDonald hits his 29th 3 of the year, and the Cyclones go up 22-16. Obadiah Church out front to Minder, shuffled his feet, and that made Blake Lucas happy. He gives his team a fist bump on the defensive side, and with 2:25 to play in the first half, the Cyclones have a 22-16 lead. And the ball. Avery Andrews will come out. Michael Ziegler is back in the game.
Ziegler and Albert Okwui-Bonham, Alex Mandeville, Little Mac, and Gabe Green.
Green guarded by Nelson, fires it into the deep right corner. Mandeville did a nice job not stepping on the sideline. Dumps it down to the post to Ziegler. Outside it goes Green, comes off a screen by Mike. Behind his back, here's Mandeville for 3, no good. Rebound underneath, Church snatches the board. Here comes the Senators. Kincaid, 1-on-4. Hands off to Nelson for 3, left side, no good. Rebound underneath, Cyclones, and they'll come back the other way. Boy, that may have been an ill-advised shot as Nelson and Gabe Green bumping each other offensively and defensively. Green will circle it back out around the arc. Gabe with a right hand hit by dribble. Bounces on the high post to Ziegler. Backdoor to McDonald. Shut off on the baseline. Back to Ziegler. Works in against Church. Puts a shoulder into him. And Obadiah blocked the shot and got the rebound. Here comes Minder. Cross-court pass. Kincaid down the floor. Lays it up. No. Got the foul. And he'll be at the free throw line.
Little Kincaid was able to get to the rim. Drew the foul on Alex Mandeville of Sacred Heart-Griffin. And 2 shots for Kincaid with the Senators down 6. Cyclones' biggest lead. Minute 24 to play in the half. 22-16.
Second team foul on SHG. Here's Kincaid. Staff carpet free throw. Left it short. Hit the front of the rim. Matt Sandberg's going to come in the game for the Senators.
Played Thursday. Did not play last night.
Isaac Nelson will have a seat. This is by far his worst offensive output so far of the 3 nights. He's got 44, the second leading scorer in the tournament, and Kincaid made 1 of 2 staff carpet free throws. He has 5. 22-17, a minute 19 left here in the first half. Gabe Green puts his left hand out, tells his team to relax a little bit, walks it up the timeline, now leaves it left of the lane. Inside goes to Ziegler, and he traveled with a basketball.
Good call. And the first final of the night in the CSA comes from the CSA tournament in Lincoln. Glenwood beat Rochester 53-35.
Second loss in a row for the Rockets. Here is Javon Waters out front, left side Kincaid. Lobs in the deep left corner to Obadiah Church, who splashed 2 from the left side. That was a deep 3, and he's got 6. 22-19, the Senators pull within 3.
3 of 4 shooting for Church. They need to get him more shots.
And the Cyclones back it up to half court, and they spread the offense. Minder will come out and guard Green. Wanted a screen by Ziegler on the high post. Hands off to O'Connor out front. Runs off a screen by Ziegler. Bounces back to Green with 27 seconds left. 22-19, SHG with a lead. Basketball half court right. High on the left it is O'Connor. Back to center court, and Gabe Green with 15 seconds left puts it on the floor with the right hand. Motors towards the right wing, gives it to Andrews, back to Green with 7. Left side it goes O'Connor with 5. Works it against Kincaid. Hands off to McDonald in the right corner, and he's fouled with 3 seconds left. Which is fine, they had fouls to give, but way out front, no way Mac was going to shoot that. And they'll stop with 3 seconds left, and the Cyclones will inbound in front of the Senator bench. Plays it way out top to Green at the center jump circle. Steps into a 3 straight on. Banking no good. And the first half comes to an end with the Cyclones leading by 3. 22-19. We'll take a timeout. Back to the center after these messages.
to say in sight it must be right, but now Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
There you go.
All right.
So just to recap, the scoring individually for SHG, Avery Andrews has 4, Gabe Green with 4, Sean McDonald has 7, Michael Ziegler has 5, and Jack O'Connor has 2. For Springfield High, Tavon Kincaid finished with 5 in that first half, 5 for Isaac Nelson, a 3 by Javon Waters in the second quarter. Obadiah Church has 6 off of, is he 3 for 4 shooting?
Obadiah Church is 3 for 4 from the floor.
Yeah, 2 long twos that are will do him well on the next level, and I didn't keep blocks, but I'm saying they're multiple.
No, he had 3.
Okay.
Yeah, Obi had 3 in the first half. And he will inbound the ball to start the second half. Springfield out there with Javon Waters, Tavon Kincaid, Trevor Minder, Isaac Nelson. Cyclones out with Alex Mandeville, Gabe Green, Avery Andrews, Sean McDonald, and Michael Ziegler.
Obi with those matching pink, bright pink socks that he's wearing with those red high tops. Here is Springfield High to start in the offense. Off in the half court, off to our right. Minder and Tavon Kincaid will play catch. Off the screen by Church, just left of center. Back to Kincaid for 3. In and out, no. Rebound underneath, fought for, into the arms of Nelson. Turnaround from inside the lane, no good. Rebound to Gabe Green. I think he picked up his dribble, and then finally Avery Andrews comes over to midcourt and helps. Off on the right wing to McDonald for 3, no good. Weak side rebound ripped down by Ziegler. And the Cyclones keep it, and they'll reset the offense. 22-19, Cyclones with a lead. Left side, Ziegler. Out front, it's McDonald. Sean, left side to Mandeville. Alex looks up inside, and then outside it goes to McDonald. Straight on 3, no good. Rebound underneath to Obadiah Church. A long rebound at the top of the key. Senators come back the other way. Here is Kincaid. Left wing. It is Minder. Nice backdoor feed inside to Church. Boy, he wrapped that pass right around an SHG defender. Church went up with it, got fouled. He'll be at the line.
Michael Ziegler's first foul. Obadiah Church, first free throw.
And the first toss hits the heel of the rim and falls. Boy, I don't remember the rims being this friendly at the city tournament in my 15 years here, but there have been some friendly rolls.
Kids love it.
And Church made the free throw, just 55% on the year. Second toss, nothing but net. Staff carpet free throw, knocked it down. He's got 8. And the Senators pull within 1. Inside 7 to play. Green to Andrews, down the lane. Scoop shot with the left hand, no good. Rebound underneath Kincaid. Racing down the court to the other end against Green. Throws it up, got fouled by Gabe. And Kincaid is at the line to our right for a 1-on-1. It's Gabe's first and the second on the Cyclones. It's been a very well-played basketball game. We have not gotten into the bonus in the first half. And as Kincaid rattled out the first, missed the first. After this one, Lanphier plays for what could be a second straight outright city title. Kincaid knocked down the free throw. He has 6, and we're tied at 22. 6:35 to play, third quarter. Gabe Green near the timeline. McDonald pops out high on the right. Up top it is Patrick Bells, guarded by Kincaid. Patrick puts it to the floor with the right hand, hands off to Andrews, takes it inside the lane, hop step at the free throw line, and back out to Green. Senators in the man-to-man. Green looking for a screen by Ziegler. Inside the lane, left side, and late, put it up and in. It was a little floater with the left hand. Gaber's got 6. And the Cyclones retake the lead, 24-22. Marquise Johnson in the lane, kicks it out. Minder tried the 3 left side. That's no good. Gabe one-hands a pass down to Andrews. To the basket, lays it up and in. And the Cyclones did this against Southeast last night. They're starting to fire on all cylinders. Gabe Green's got 2 consecutive buckets and 8 points. Back to a 2-point lead. Tavon Kincaid in the lane. Floater over the defense, no good. Rebound underneath Bells. Here comes Patrick. Bounces left side to Ziegler. Goes in the lane and he hop-stepped, traveled. Tim cannot. He doesn't have the dexterity with that left or right ankle He just can't get into position that he wants.
Timeout Springfield.
And a timeout on the floor.
Take timeout with 5:31 to play in the third quarter. Cyclones 26, Senators 22, back in 30. Left in the third here at the Boys City Basketball Tournament. Game 1 of this Saturday night doubleheader. Cyclones 26, Senators 22.
Cyclones back on the defensive side, and Springfield will walk it into the front court off to our right. It is Minder with a basketball high on the left. Guarded by O'Connor, right around Jack, into the corner to Johnson, back out front. Long two by Obadiah Church, no good. Johnson there with a rebound, and the Senators keep it. Back out to Minder. Low pass on the left side, caught by Kincaid, lobs inside the lane. Nelson with a cut, and a left-hand lob, no good. Rebound underneath, and the Senators another offensive rebound. Here is Johnson to Minder, steps inside the arc, airballed it from 17. Rebound Ziegler. Cyclones back the other way with Gabe Green on the far boundary. Up top to O'Connor, left side it goes to Bells. Gabe has it again. Draws the double team, gets it off to Ziegler, hop step in the lane, back out to Gabe for three, jumper, rattles in. Gabe Green, just his third triple of the year, and the Cyclones have a 29-22 lead.
Biggest lead of the game, 7-point advantage SHG.
Left side, here's Minder, straight on three, trying to answer, no good. Rebound tapped out of there, Ziegler, and Kincaid comes up with it near the timeline. Tavon, boy, Springfield High is killing SHG on the offensive glass.
But they're not getting the second effort buckets to go in. Now Kincaid was checked and fouled as he entered the lane. Foul on Patrick Bells of Sacred Heart-Griffin.
But on the agenda for Matt Reed, he can check off that they have rebounded better in this game than they have the previous two.
Got to get them and put them in.
Senators will inbound. Minder will do so on the baseline. Looking, plays it way out top. Kincaid goes up and gets it down the lane quickly. He had it knocked loose. Back on the putback, no good. Rebound, Church goes back up with it, and he is fouled. And he will be at the line, and that one looked like it stung a little bit as Obi kind of grimaces as he goes to the free throw line.
Foul on Jack O'Connor, number 2 on the Cyclone sophomore O'Connor. Church tonight, what, 2 for 2 at the line?
And he's got 8 points. The Senator fans making the O symbol with their hands as Church knocked down the staff carpet free throw.
They all like Obi.
Who doesn't?
Obadiah Church. He's been a good one.
Second toss on the way. Rims won't go. Rebound underneath Avery Andrews.
How about his hops? Yeah. Rebound. Whoa.
He can get up. Bells up the far boundary, guarded by Kincaid. Takes Tavon down the lane, kicks it back out. Mack, left side. Here's a three by O'Connor, left corner. Jack O'Connor buries the three. It's his 4th triple of the year. And an over and back. Boy, that was questionable as Minder barely got it over, but the ball didn't sail over.
It's the right call. Minder came over, then threw a pass to Kincaid, who had not yet established forecourt. He was still in the air from the backcourt to the forecourt when he caught the ball, and that's a good call by the officials. Turnover Springfield High.
SHG has it half court left. 32-23, the lead for the Cyclones. McDonald out front, curl screen around Obadiah, picks up his dribble top of the key, hands off behind him to O'Connor. Back to Mack, left side in the corner. It is Andrews spinning on his man Keon Day. Threw a shot up wildly from the left baseline. That's no good. And the rebound away to Springfield High. Tavon Kincaid works the dribble out top, hands off to Keon Day, motors towards the right wing, inside the lane, right hand floater, no. Rebound, Gabe Green went up and grabbed the rebound. Green into the front court, motors between 2 defenders to Bells, left side. Up top it goes to O'Connor, whips a pass to wide open Avery Andrews, missed the layup, got his own rebound, and put it back up and in. Those are the ones that'll drive you crazy. Andrews saved himself there, and the Cyclones have a 34-23 lead. Timeout on the floor, Springfield High, a steak and shake timeout. Back in a minute.
WFMB Springfield Chatham.
2:43 left in the third quarter. Sacred Heart-Griffin up 11. Plays defense off the timeout.
Here's Keon Day high on the left, guarded by Jack O'Connor. Lobs towards the top of the key, and Nelson swings it back around the horn. It is Kincaid, knocked loose by O'Connor on the perimeter and out of bounds. And Tim, we were talking during the break, Springfield High has 4 points in this quarter, all coming on free throws.
Haven't made a field goal, 0 for 10 in the quarter.
And SHG has outscored the Senators in this quarter so far, 12-4. 2:26 to play. Here's Kincaid lobbing inside the lane. A little floater from the left elbow.
First basket of the second half for Springfield High.
Just his second field goal of the game, 34-25.
2:10 to play in the third.
Here's Jack O'Connor out front with the basketball in the Cyclones. Hands off to Green, comes off a curl screen down the lane. Gaber to the left side and scores.
Good things happen for SHG when Gabe Green goes to the basket.
13 points for Green. Here's Day the other way. Lobs it inside the lane, left it short. Rebound Gabe Green. He's played well.
Played great.
17 last night, 13 so far tonight. And Sean McDonald buries the three from the left corner.
This is turning into a rout. 14-point lead for the Cyclones.
McDonald has 10. 39-25 Cyclones. Here is Kincaid. Springfield High needs a basket in the worst way. Senators, Day bouncing inside the lane. Church counted in the foul, and he'll be at the line. Good catch inside the lane in traffic. Church went to his left with the left hand and put it up and in, and he's at the line to our right.
Second personal foul, 15 foul.
Obadiah Church, I think he's only missed one field goal. Problem is he hasn't tried too many here in this third quarter. He's got 11, make it 12 with a staff carpet free throw. And that pulls the Senators within 11. O'Connor weaving through traffic, bounces back door, and Mandeville goes up and scores off the layup. Alex Mandeville with a cut along the baseline. Nice look by O'Connor. Back to a 41-28 edge for SHG. Lobbing high post to Church for the Senators. Javon Waters at the baseline, goes inside the lane, and a foul is called.
I think they got a hip check on Waters as he was throwing the pass. It's on Mandeville.
Yep.
Score update from Lincoln in the CSA tournament. Second game underway. And Eisenhower leads Jacksonville 13-12 after one.
Church lobs and Gabe Green picked it off. Down the floor, Gabe Green with a left-hand layup, good. 15 for Green.
And a 15-point lead for Sacred Heart-Griffin.
Inside a minute to play, here's Kincaid, and this one's getting out of hand. Here is Keon Day, left of the circle. Day works on O'Connor, comes off a screen by Church, hands off behind him to Nelson, and a silly foul out front on O'Connor. He was trying to pick off Nelson.
Third foul on O'Connor.
And
SHG's defense has been very good. They've been very aggressive at the defensive end, playing a lot of zone, extending it, making sure the Senators can't get anything easy inside with Church, and Not giving Isaac Nelson anything to shoot outside, but he got bumped that time.
Green
Nelson
and
to the line.
Green, McDonald, and Mandeville will come out and grab a breather. Patrick Bells comes back in the game. Mike Moscardelli is in the game for the first time tonight as Nelson knocked down the staff carpet free throw. Quiet night for Isaac Nelson after a couple of very good nights offensively. He has 6, he has 7 with 2 made staff carpet free throws. And the Cyclones will come back the other way with Moscardelli running the point. Gives it off to O'Connor. Comes across half court. Throws it into the left side for Bells. Back out front. Moscardelli right side to Avery Andrews. Back to Moscardelli with 23 seconds left on the third quarter clock. Cyclones up by 13. Here is Moscardelli motoring left side, taking his man to the basket, and a clearing out foul on the floor against Waters. And that is just the second foul on, actually, is that the first team foul of the half on Springfield High?
Yes.
Senators, or Cyclones already in the bonus there. They have 7. So the first team foul on the Senators comes with 14 seconds left here in the third. And the Cyclones will inbound. McDonald on the sideline. Plays it into O'Connor with 11 seconds left. Jack at the timeline with 8 seconds, with 7, with 6. And a 5-second call. They're going to have to bring it back. A turnover on SHG with 5 seconds left. Minder was in his face, and O'Connor didn't advance the basketball.
See if Springfield can get a little momentum here with a last-second shot at the end of the third quarter, down 43 to 30, down by 13.
Albert Okwebunam comes into the game along with Michael Ziegler. Moscardelli and O'Connor are out. And the Senators will inbound with Javon Waters. 5 seconds left. Cyclones will back down defensively. Minder catches around half court with 4. With 3, picks up his dribble to Nelson. Fading, firing, no. And the third quarter comes to an end. 13-point lead after 3 for SHG. 43-30 Cyclones. Back to the center in 1 minute.
.30 Sacred Heart-Griffin leads Springfield High. Senators made just 2 baskets in the third quarter. Cyclones expanded a 3-point lead at the end of the first half to as many as 15, lead by 13 as the fourth quarter began.
Here's Gabe Green working in against Nelson, top of the key. Lazy pass on the left side to Bells. Had it knocked loose. Patrick picks it up back to Green. Comes off a screen by Ziegler. Motors towards the left corner. Picks up his dribble. Double team. Fires it back outside to Bells. Against Kincaid. Patrick slipped as he tried to cross over against Tavon. And a turnover called on the Cyclones.
13-point lead for SHG. They turn it over on their first possession of the fourth. Senators on the floor with Javon Waters, Trevor Minder, Obadiah Church, Isaac Nelson, and Tavon Kincaid.
Here is Minder, tried to bounce it one-handed inside the lane to Church, and it was kicked. Senators will inbound on the far sideline. Jack O'Connor comes back in for Michael Ziegler for SHG. The nightcap, we'll get that one underway. We could get it underway well before 8 o'clock if they wanted to, but it'll be SHG or Landfair and Southeast. Here is Javon Waters, and again Avery Andrews went up, climbed the ladder, and grabbed the rebound for the Cyclones. Hooking a pass left side, and a timeout called by Blake Lucas. 7:19 to play in the quarter. 43-30, Sykes by 13. Back in 30.
Take and shake timeout here at the center. SHG ball, 43-30 their lead. Cyclones in their gold unis tonight. Senators in the home white. SHG's been the more aggressive team tonight, and they have a 13-point cushion.
Here is O'Connor. Left side, bounces back door. McDonald reverse layup, goes up over Church and scores.
Called play out of the timeout, worked beautifully.
Great
15-point lead.
Great pass by O'Connor to McDonald. Here's Kincaid, right of the lane. No. Rebound tap followed out of there, and the Cyclones starting to grab the rebounds and control the boards underneath. 6:52. Green lobs over the bounces across half court to O'Connor. Right side. Here's McDonald for three. Got it.
18-point lead for SHG.
O'Connor, McDonald has 3 threes in the game. He's got 12 points. And the Cyclones' biggest lead of the night, 18. Kincaid again missed the 3. Avery Andrews went up, grabbed another rebound, got fouled. And the Cyclones will have the length of the floor to go. Javon Waters picks up his second. Just the second on Springfield High in this game. 6.5 to play. Cyclones up 18. Here is O'Connor motoring into the front court. Hands off behind him to Bells. Now to Gabe Green taking Nelson. Right of the lane, pulls up, whips a pass left side. McDonald again for 3, jumper. Good from the left side. And McDonald is smoking hot from outside the arc. He's got 15 points.
21-point lead.
Left side lob from Minder, nobody home. Cyclones coming the other way. Andrews on the run out left side, rolls it up and in. And everything's going right for the Cyclones. 53-30, 5:58 to play, timeout on the floor. 30-second steak and shake timeout. Back after this message.
Shake timeout called by Springfield High. Senators can't get anything to work, and everything the Cyclones are doing is working great.
Taking nothing away from Lanphier in night one, Tim, but SHG has played great for 2 basketball games and great for the first half of the Lanphier game. I mean, save that second half that was a complete disaster and Lanphier ran them off the floor. They played great basketball here at the center this week.
Absolutely.
53-30. 6 minutes left here in the fourth. Jim and John will call the title game, or the 8 o'clock game tonight. Lanphier and Southeast at 8. Right side, Kincaid lobs into the lane to Church, goes to the basket and scores. And how many times do you wish he had done that? I mean, Obadiah was assertive on that play, went right to the basket. He's got 14. Gabe Green motors into the front court, draws the double team, picks up his dribble, slips between 2 defenders, and picked off by Kincaid. Left side leads to Church, goes in and scores. And 4 straight points for the Senators now with 5:26 to play in the game.
They've dug themselves a pretty deep hole, but Springfield High gets a quick 4-pack, and Obie to the free throw line with 5:26 left.
16 for Obadiah Church. I still think he's only missed one shot.
He is 6 out of 8 from the floor now. With a missed free throw. See if he can make this one and
his best,
the Senators within 18.
His best offensive output of the tournament tonight. And here's the staff carpet free throw. No, missed it. Waters tried to keep it alive. Batted it to Andrews. Up the far boundary to McDonald. Catches, shoots, no. Rebound, weak side, loose on the floor. Both teams scrumming for it in front of the SHG bench. And they will unpile. Springfield High will have possession off the alternating arrow. It is Church, Minder, Waters, Nelson, and Kincaid on the floor for the Senators. Mandeville, Andrews, Green, McDonald, and Patrick Bells for the Cyclones. Coming up on 5 minutes to play, Cyclones lead 53-34. A lob backdoor attempt by Church hit the rim, and a foul is called underneath away from the ball.
Church went leaping over Patrick Bells.
Literally.
And they called Bells for a foul. All he did was stand there when Church was flying over the top of
and
it.
He's looking up going, what?
Patrick said,
what did I do?
What the? Huh?
Foul on Bells sends Obadiah Church back to the line.
Patrick Bells couldn't believe it, and the Senators will take it.
O'Connor and Ziegler back in for the Cyclones. Mandeville and Bells out. Here's the staff carpet free throw by Obie. And it's good. 17
he gets one more.
Obadiah Church. I think I saw that Roman culture, the big Roman head over there, smiling after the foul attempt. So here's Obadiah Church. Second of 2 staff carpet free throws on the way, and good. He has played great tonight and throughout the tournament.
And his team's 17 points behind.
Yeah. Here's Green. Catches over half court, saves it from going out of bounds to Ziegler into the deep left corner. Back to Green, tight-roping that near sideline. Green splits the defenders, now to Andrews. He was trying to get it to Bells, and Andrews picked off the pass intended for his teammate, and he shuffled his feet as he tried to go inside.
Halftime score up at Lincoln in the game between Eisenhower and Jacksonville. They're tied at 26.
Here is Trevor Minder galloping into the front court for Kincaid. Lobs on the high post to Obadiah Church. Squares up against Avery. Andrews goes inside the lane, and he got fouled, and he'll be back at the line.
Well, he actually got fouled before he took off. We could hear the slap over here when Andrews slapped him on the wrist. And if you can hear it in this din, you know he got him pretty good.
Double bonus now as Church gets 2 free throws.
Yeah, the foul count in the second half is over the limit against Sacred Heart-Griffin, and only 2 on Springfield High, and Church missed the first free throw.
And with 4:43, if Springfield High and most other high school teams were better at shooting free throws collectively, as Church made 1 of 2 there, they still have a chance in this game, but you are right. They dug themselves a huge hole.
Yeah, they may not have enough time even if they get hot from the field, and they haven't been hot from the field all night.
Here is Green. He's going to have to bail out, and Ziegler came over, and he was bailed out by his head coach. Blake Lucas called the timeout as Green was in duress in the backcourt. Steak and Shake timeout. Cyclones 53, Senators 37. Back in 30 seconds.
It's a full timeout.
Ball will belong to the Cyclones off the timeout.
Senators back on the floor with Minder, Waters, Kincaid, Nelson, and Obadiah Church.
Winner of this game can share the city title if Southeast defeats Lanphier in Game 2. Lions have a share already and can win it outright with a win over the Spartans, but this is a big game, and it's been SHG's most of the way.
Bells picked off on the pass intended for McDonald by Waters down the lane. Double clutches, goes up, no. Rebound Church, back up. Follow shot is good by Waters off the miss by Church. That is Javon Waters' first 2-point field goal. He's got 5. And a foul as the Cyclones were trying to come across half court. Minder and Patrick Bells bumped knees.
Well, Springfield has scored 9 straight, but they're still 14 points down.
Here is Green, gallops into the front court, straight ahead. Hands off to O'Connor, back to Green against Nelson. Outside the arc, Gabe bounces into the right corner to Bells. Patrick brings it back up outside the arc and circles it back around. Minder against O'Connor. Hands off to Green, takes it to the right side, back to O'Connor near the timeline, gets Kincaid up in the air, right past him, bounces on the right block to Andrews, kicks it back out to O'Connor. Kincaid knocked it loose against O'Connor, retrieved the loose ball, down the lane, leaves it for Mack and scored. Heady play by Jack O'Connor, who's got some real good vision. Down the other way, it is Kincaid, scoop shot, no, reverse layup, good on this follow as Kincaid scored. 55-41, long lead pass down the floor. Andrews goes up and throws it down with a left hand. Oh, that was a good play, and the Cyclones up 57-41. 3:13 to play in the game, and the crowd on its feet. Huge win for SHG if they held on here. And Kincaid with a long 3 left it short. Obadiah Church got the rebound, went up, tried to jam it, and got fouled, and he'll be at the line.
3:03 left. Sacred Heart-Griffin headed to the win, 57-41. Obadiah Church headed to the line for 2 staff carpet free throws.
Well, I will say we have seen Avery Andrews be able to get up in the air, and that was a no-doubter when he caught it at midcourt that he was going to try to dunk the ball, and he was successful. And Church missed the first staff carpet free throw. He's got 19 in the game. Best offensive output of the night of the tournament for Church, who has now 20. And this is the worst deficit his team's faced all tournament long.
Yeah, this game's been a blowout since the middle of the third quarter.
O'Connor got double teamed in the backcourt, and the turnover forced by Springfield High. Well, they must have grabbed the ball because they called the timeout.
Yeah, staff carpet free throws, then a steak and shake timeout.
Blake Lucas is arguing the fact that they can't call a timeout if they don't have possession of the ball.
Well, the coach called it.
And Matt Reed apparently called the timeout.
57-42, 2:54 to play in the fourth. Steak and shake timeout back in 30. Big house here at the center tonight. Final night of the city tournament. Senators and Cyclones in the opening game. Sacred Heart-Griffin led by 3 at halftime. Opened up a 13-point lead after 3 quarters. Led by as many as 23 here in the fourth quarter. At the moment, they are up 15, 57-42.
Senator basketball on the far boundary, plays it into Kincaid. Tavon looks in against the zone defense, splits the defense, goes up, throws it up off the backboard, no good. Rebound Green, long lead pass down to Andrews, gathers it in, and then wisely pulls it back out. Sets it up for Bells high on the right, back to Andrews beyond the arc. Kicks it out across the defense to O'Connor. Has it high on the left. Back to McDonald along the baseline to Bells, and they'll bring it back out again. Cyclones trying to run some clock here with 2:30 left, up 15. And a foul on Tavon Kincaid.
14.
And the Cyclones will reset in front of their own bench, far boundary, half court left. Plays it into McDonald, but threw it away. That was not a good, for as many good passes as O'Connor's had tonight, that was not a good one. And Kincaid way off. He has been off from beyond the arc tonight. O'Connor motors into the front court, crosses over, draws the double team, and then got fouled by Kincaid. We saw Tavon Kincaid in the first game against Southeast against some of the quicker guards in the conference, and he took those players to the basket at will. Tonight, struggling offensively along with his backcourt teammate Isaac Nelson. And the result is down 15. Into the front court off to our left, it is O'Connor, whips it across the defense to Andrews. Cyclones will work it around the horn.
2 minutes left.
Here's Bells at the center jump circle, backdoor lob to O'Connor along the baseline. Nice pass. Boy, he's got some good court vision, Tim, for a young player.
He sure does.
And McDonald.
He set up McDonald 2 or 3 times tonight with beautiful passes.
19 for Little Mac. Here is Obadiah Church just outside the arc. Inside he goes and scoops in the shot. Went right to the basket.
Don't give him that. Up by 15.
24 for Church, lobbing across the timeline to McDonald. Here's the Cyclones. Here is Bells cutting across the lane, and the Cyclones are passing very well. And again, O'Connor found a wide open Sean McDonald under the basket for 2. Right on the left side, inside it is Minder. Takes it to the basket, and I don't think there was a, no, there was a foul. Just knocked out of bounds. Tim Schweitzer making his way across the court. He will talk to Blake Lucas after this game in about 69 seconds. Patrick Bells comes out. Jack O'Connor is out. Avery Andrews is out for the Cyclones. Max Bloink in the game along with Mandeville. Sean McDonald stays in there. Gabe Green in there. And Mike Moscardelli. 1:02 to play. Inside the lane, Waters bounces along the baseline to Minder. Back outside the arc to Nelson. Hop step in the lane. Floater with the left hand, no good. Rebound underneath. Ball knocked loose as Nelson went back up with it. And a foul called on Max Bloink. 6'4" senior. Been ill and has not been in the lineup and missed quite a bit of time. Picks up his first foul. At the line to our right, it is Isaac Nelson. And the first toss is good. Jim and John will call the 8 o'clock game for you.
We're about to have sumo. Osland and Winders are in the game at the same time.
Logan Winders and the big O, Quinn Osland in the game. He takes a spot right on the right block. And boy, there was a little bit of an earthquake as those two put a body on each other. And the second staff carpet free throw good. Yeah. Second staff carpet free throw good. 48 seconds left. 61-46. The Cyclones will be 2-1 in the city tournament this year with wins over Southeast and Springfield High. Lanfear's 2-0, taking on the Spartans. And when was the last time you said the Spartans were in danger of losing all 3 games at the city tournament? Out front, it's Mandeville as they'll dribble out the clock here. Sandberg defensively works on him, trying to trap. Around the trap goes Moscardelli, back to Mandeville, and they stole it, and it was Logan Winders who stole it down the floor to Matt Sandberg, who laid it up and in. And a steal off the inbounds, and that'll be it. 61-48, the win for SHG. We'll take we'll leave it here, and Tim Schweitzer will talk to Blake Lucas as we get set for more basketball, but this was a no-doubter throughout the second half. The Cyclones led throughout, 11-9 after one, 22-19 at half, and 43-30 after three. They win it going away tonight as